Well, I'll tell you what, we do have 11 minutes after, so let's go ahead and get started. I know we do have a small group in here tonight, but we're recording this call. We have had a lot of success getting the word out, spreading these AMAs, retweeting, and it's always good to get another project in and just kind of hear what's going on. Again, over the last 2 months, we've had a lot of AMAs, and kind of back to our discussion of the folks on the ETH side. They like to spread this narrative that there's no good projects on BSC, and I think that's slowly kind of moving in that other direction. But we still have a lot of work to do, and just Variegate. I know some other projects that have bring a lot of other projects to light and promote them, and Variegate's doing the same thing. So we'd like to welcome Ty, the Tyrant. We do have Tyrant Empire on tonight for a Variegate marketing AMA. Excited to hear about the project, and I'll be the first one to admit I don't know a lot about the project, and that's not just simply not doing any research. I do like to sometimes come into these not knowing a whole lot. It kind of helps me just ask questions and get the conversation going. But I guess the first thing we should say is, again, this is entertainment purposes only. Please do not take this as financial advice. Please do your own research. And my name is Josh. I'm one of the founders for Variegate. You can find me on Telegram or Twitter, KY Hodl, kind of all over the place, networking and grinding, as well as our Variegate team. We're always on the grind. So again, welcome, Ty. Welcome, Tyrant Empire. Excited to learn about your project tonight.
Hey, thank you, Josh. Yeah, it's really great for you guys to give us smaller upcoming projects the time of day to just really get in front of new faces and looking at the audience now, and a lot of familiar faces too. I'm glad to see you guys. But yeah, no, here at the Tyrant Empire, we are a digital production company. We will also be a record label in the near future. We're focusing primarily on digital visual art at the moment, mainly because we have a pretty stacked team of artists, especially our lead 3D rendering artist. He's absolutely insane. I'm sure I will actually have to send some of our works in progress later on, but yeah, we have quite a few things going on here. So basically, our main goal is to give art a true value, meaning value that does not ever go away, essentially. And how we do this, there are a few ways, but our token plays probably the biggest role in this. Our token itself is an X token. A lot of people have no idea what that is. If any of you are familiar with XUSD, it's an over collateralized token. It's collateralized over 100%. So with every buy, sell, and transfer, the price increases. It has a built-in market maker and liquidity pool, and every time tokens are bought, they are minted. And whenever they are sold, aka redeemed, they are burned. And then there's some taxes play into that will increase the price and kind of offset the supply to liquidity ratio, thus preventing the price from ever declining. What's cool about Tyrant is not only do we function exactly like XUSD, but our LP, internal LP, is 100% XUSD. So not only will we benefit from the positive price impact of the Tyrant contract itself acting as an XUSD type token, but our LP is also going to continuously be rising in price as well. So really excited to get this launched, because like we've mentioned, we're in a bear market. It's a lot of people are I don't want to say getting desperate, but there's a lot of people aping into tokens that just suffer the fate of a lot of tokens in the space. They get They go through, pink sell. They get 4% of their supply, given to pink sell. Then they have all these pre-sellers, they launch, they get all these FOMOs, price skyrockets, and then everyone is in profit. So they sell, the token tanks, and then, it's just how stuff goes. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think a
With
lot of places are moving away from that for that very reason. That's why you're seeing a lot of new launch pads coming up where they're not trying to rape the token that's launching. So that being said, like I forgot, what's the first phase of your launch? I know you're upcoming next week. So what was the date again and time for that? I just wanted to have that at the forefront. I know you'll say it later, but just so it's in everyone's head.
Yeah, totally. So we launch this coming Monday, the 1st of August. And what's really cool about our token as well as XUSD, we don't need any third party at all, whether it be, Launchpad or a decentralized exchange such as PancakeSwap. Because as I mentioned, the token has a internal liquidity pool. And this is the most important part of the token. You can buy, sell, and obviously transfer completely through the contract. You don't need to connect your wallet to any third-party source. To buy, all you need to do is send BNB to the token contract itself, and then it will then mint the tokens and send them back to your wallet. And to sell them, redeem them, obviously, you would send the tokens to yourself from your wallet. It's kind of weird, but it's really quite awesome how it works. And yeah, it's backed, or XUSD itself is backed by USDC and BUSD. So you'll get one or the other when you sell Tyrant or XUSD. And what's really cool too is obviously we will have a PancakeSwap LP as well as a few partnership liquidity pools that we have yet to mention at this point in time. But the big thing that we're aiming for with these external LPs, I'm going to be, trying to drill this into everyone's heads once we launch. Unless there's like a rapid dip, because the external LPs, they will have price fluctuations because they're going to be paired with BNB. So people are just, I can already see people, coming to our Instagram being like, freaking out because they're posting, a poo coin chart, and there's, up and down action, red candles, green candles. So yeah, the external LPs, they will have price swings. The internal LP will not. I just want to make that clear. So when people go to buy our token, we do encourage, like I said, unless there's like a dip on a DEX that they can snipe up quicker than, arbitrage bots, then by all means go for it. But if you're going to buy Tyrant, buy through the internal LP using, by sending BNB to the contracts. But yeah, okay. So with the external LPs, we are going to have one arbitrage bot with our white label service. But obviously there are quite a few arbitrage bots out there. So the purpose of these external LPs, aside from, being, what's the word? Instead of being, with our partnered projects, the big thing is going to be arbitrage, because when the market, recovers or, gets worse, BNB is going to have these price swings. That's going to create a lot of opportunities, especially in a bull market, for our arbitrage bot. And with our token, any transaction is going to benefit our token in the positive, positive price action. So arbitrage is going to be a big thing, because once the market turns around, we'll also be able to ride the market in a sense, like ride the price of BNB up, and then if it crashes, that's a good thing too. So I'm really excited about the arbitrage aspect. But I mean, that's just the token. I mean, like I said, we're a digital art studio, so our NFTs are going to be, I'd say, the lifeblood of our project. There's going to be, a community aspect down the road. We have a partnership in the works. It's gonna kind of help solidify that in, I guess, a marketplace. That's all I'm gonna say. And then we also have our direct, digital art studio team. And our first collection on the Binance Smart Chain, we're partnering through BitValley to make this happen, but we have 50 Empire key cards. They're actually pretty cool. But yeah, so these are going to act as basically, I have to be careful with my wording because we're not selling securities in any way, but these will act as a governing authority within the project. We have a Tyrant treasury and a bunch of other things that will need some guidance, and in order to do that, as a community, we're going to implement, a DAO, and those with these key cards will be able to vote for these proposals. Proposals ranging from, marketing plans to Tyrant raids is what I'm currently calling them. We're going to obviously have a vote to decide a better name for that. But what the Tyrant raids will be, this kind of ties into the treasury a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping all over the place here, but the treasury is going to take 1% of every buy and sell, and it's going to store the value in Tyrant. And then once it gets to a certain threshold, we're going to, initiate a proposal vote for the NFT holders to decide what we do with these funds in regards to what project we will be buying with these funds and locking them in the treasury. So ideally, it will need to be, a project that rewards in ideally something other than itself, because we will need to, sell some of it as it, accrues. So, I mean, Variegate, RocketFi, Affinity, all these tokens are what I'm obviously bullish on. A lot of people in the chat, I'm sure, are bullish on too. So these, if I had to choose, these would be, my top three. So yeah, we'd take the tokens, we'd lock them up, and then the yield we receive from these funds, a percentage will be rolled back into Tyrant and burn it, and then another percent would be given to a NFT holder at random. This would be in the form of a treasury payout, and then another percentage would be reinvested excuse me, for another, Tyrant raid. So the treasury, I feel like it's going to be the more fun aspect of the project. It's going to be super community driven. It's kind of reminds me of your guys's, reflecting system. It gets many communities involved, and I feel like it's going to be real fun watching these communities, fight over basically a big green candle. Because I mean, like I said, we're going to be selling Tyrant for this project, and you have to remember that sales, especially big ones, will create some pretty impressive upward price action for the Tyrant token itself. So it's mutually beneficial for all projects involved. So that's one of the things I'm probably most excited for. And then obviously we'll be doing, BNB farming, other things too that are a little more stable, just to branch out a little bit of everything. But yeah, that's basically the treasury aspect.
Ty,
Did it?
sorry to real quick. I just want to ask. I've apologized that my service is horrible. I'm finally home
Oh, you're
now,
fine,
so
man.
I'm stable now. But is there a circulating supply, like max supply, for the token itself?
No. So the when we launch, the market cap and the total supply will be 0. So the only way tokens can be minted are by buying, and
All
then
right.
yeah, so it's gonna be real interesting. And then with our NFTs, I kind of skipped out halfway through, but they're yeah, like I said, they're gonna play a big role in what makes us different from XUSD or any of the other surge tokens. We have a set um, percentage of NFT sales that will be buying Tyrant and burning it. So essentially minting, it'll basically just be feeding the LP. So
I caught the DAO voting for the Empire NFTs, but I didn't hear. Will there be any tokens minted to those NFTs before they're purchased? Or it's still going to be.
So the NFTs are yeah, no, they're all the tokens that are going to be minted are going to be either so yeah, all the tokens that will be minted will be obviously bought. There's no way we can mint tokens without buying them. And then with our tokenomics, we have. Are you talking about the NFT staking rewards, or are you?
No, I just didn't hear enough about the Empire because you said there were what 50 of them total.
Oh yeah, the key cards.
The key card.
So yeah, we'll
That's
be
what I meant.
hosting. Oh, you're fine. So yeah, with the key cards, we'll be hosting the pre-sale on Bit Valley, and then obviously the public sale shortly after. And then yeah, those funds will be split up. Obviously rolled back into the treasury, the LP, as well as staking rewards. And yeah, I actually didn't mention the NFT staking either. So yeah, you'll be able to stake these key cards for Tyrant Token too. So we want to make the first series super limited, very exclusive. There's only going to be 50 of them, and obviously we'll be releasing more down the road. But yeah, they're going to be the only way to passively earn Tyrant Token. So there's going to be pretty big incentive for holding them, and then you'll obviously be able to dictate the future of the project in the form of the AOB and that kind of thing. So not to mention,
so the DAO.
I'm sorry.
So the DAO's not really built on how many tokens you hold, obviously, because you have to buy to mint them, but it's almost a first come first serve, right? Is it going to be like a set price? Like how when you go to sell them, does it have to be a certain amount that you have to mint initially, the amount you have to pay, and it's really first come first serve, and you get to be in the DAO?
We are going to try and make it as fair as possible. There are, yeah, like I said, 50 of them. So we're going to limit people on the amount they can buy, especially in pre-sale and stuff. But once they go public, it's kind of it's going to be basically a free for all, and yeah, it's going to be interesting because not only will the NFTs directly affect the price of Tyrant, but people will be able to stake their NFTs to earn more Tyrant, and I imagine they'd be selling off their Tyrant, which would increase the price, and it is just going to create kind of an insane snowball effect. But
a lot of interesting things at play. Is there a royalty on the NFTs for resale that feeds back into you guys?
Exactly. Yeah. So the commission initially will roll back in, as well as the royalties will also roll back in. So, yeah, it's going to be quite the ecosystem going on. So I have to shout out to Bit Valley. They're being more than helpful, helping us, kind of piece this thing together. And what's great too is, I mean, they're affinity partners too with Adapt integration. So I will I get to help a lot of people sign up for Adapt by doing this too. So I'm just glad that our project is gonna be helping out these other projects that have been, a beacon of hope for myself and a ton of other people. I'm just incredibly bullish on the space right now. Everything is just kind of coming together, and I'm excited.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I know I've seen you in Affinity and obviously other communities that we're in as well. And definitely shout out to Bit Valley. Mighty's been doing some stuff with us behind the scenes. And I know
Yeah.
Bubba Mac's been, back and forth. He's in between a bunch of different projects, but I know he's helping out with Bit Valley. But no, I think
busy man.
like you hit the nail on the head. It's just like a lot of projects feeding into other projects, and it's just all like solid, stable projects that are trying to bring, like you said, that stability in that, don't chase the green candle rug pull type of thing. And
Yeah.
like I said last night, I just would rather go to sleep knowing that when I wake up tomorrow, I don't have to rush to check my wallet to see if I need to get rid of something, because like that's not when you get into crypto, I'm sure like that's initially what you're trying to do. You want to like you see all these visions of everything, chasing like Doge, Shiba, and then Grove before it's the other day. What's up, Yoda? That's for you. But
Oh, did Grove end up crashing? I've seen that token everywhere, dude, but I haven't really looked at the chart.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I wouldn't
actually,
be surprised,
if
but
you just go click on Yoda's Twitter page, he's got a lot of interesting things there. But
oh, okay.
that being said, too, like I said, it's just one of those things where like I wake up and my wallet amount's pretty much the same as it was. Maybe it went up a little, went down a little. I'm still getting my passive rewards and income. And I think that's the great thing too, like you're hitting on, is you're getting that passive income just from being a holder. And I think that's where a lot of people are going to find the comfort in the future of crypto in. So I like what you have going on. I just don't know, like, what's the actual, like, I see you have your phases on your roadmap. I'm not in front of it right now. I eyed it the other night, but do you have like a time frame that you're shooting for from like phase 1 to phase 2, like in terms of like it's going to hit Monday, like when's the next stuff going to roll out? Do you have a planned month or date?
We are kind of waiting on Bit Valley to kind of finalize their 1.2 update. That's going to, allow us to enable the staking contract for the NFTs. But once we get confirmation that that's in the near future, then we'll jump to pre-sale and public sale for the key cards, and that'll kind of give us some time to hammer out the first skeletal version of our DApp. It's gonna, I mean, we're a very low budget project currently. We're not gonna have really any we're not going to have any dev fund allocations, so that's where the kind of the treasury and the DAO kind of will play in a part, which we're going to have to do a little like impromptu DAO stuff, like what we have done in our Discord, just with our community members until we kind of finalize the DApp and stuff like that. But yeah, so we're gonna have to figure out as a community what steps we want to take next, as far as do we want to rush the DApp, or do we want to just jump straight to marketing, or so it's going to be kind of fun. We're gonna just decide as a community, and we'll go from there. I mean, we can't really, what I really am comfortable with is the fact that no matter what route we choose, like our token is not gonna suffer. So we can spend all this money, all this Tyrant on marketing campaign, and it's just going to create upward price movement because we're selling a large amount of Tyrant. So it's, I don't know, I feel like there's not really many ways we can go wrong here.
Yeah, I'd say just stick to your initial instinct, which is just do the grassroots movement first, and then when you really need to like blow it up a little more to get in everyone else's eyes to see what they're missing out on, obviously
True.
That'll
Yeah.
be the time to do it. You got a solid foundation of people that are following you and supporting so far. So I think you already got that one step ahead of other projects.
That's a great point. And I'm very grateful.
Yeah, man, and it sounds like you're. I don't know how long you've been working on the project. Probably what, a couple of days or something.
Last night I think he threw it
Yeah,
together.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
No, but I mean,
I
it
was, I
sounds
was
like
up late.
just approaching, anything that a cryptocurrency project or on the BSC network DeFi project has to offer. I mean, you guys are kind of checking every box, and that's pretty legit. But just looking at the Twitter page here, I kind of understand this is probably something a little bit more down the road and part of your vision. But how will the music aspect and the record label aspect end up coming into play
Yeah.
down the line? I see you're a producer. I'm into playing a little guitar myself. Mike somehow found an old MySpace page from like 15 years ago where I was holding a guitar, and I said, bro, dude, you can't be pulling that stuff up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and we've got Robbie in the chat as well on the Variegate team, and he's actually produced some pretty good music with one of the bands that he was part of. So yeah, just
Oh,
the
really?
vision that you've got. Yeah, man, sounds pretty legit too. A little bit of rock, kind of a little bit of rap mixed in there. But so how does the music part come in?
So music, that's kind of what started. I don't. Because I started producing 8 years ago. Almost a couple years out of high school. That's what I wanted to do. When I first, stepped out into the world. I spent countless hours, learning music theory and learning how to, produce music, sound design, mixing, mastering, and all that fun stuff. But it just kind of occurred to me that I was just kind of following the footsteps of, what felt like every other, teenage punk, wanting to be a rock star. So I kind of ventured off and did my own thing. I tried, doing like electronic dance music, and then I kind of veered off into, making hip hop beats and opening up a beat store, putting together, a catalog of beats and sending them off to, music distribution sources for, music placements on television shows and movies and games. And I never really I learned a lot, but I never really, took off the way I wanted to. So I kind of got a little discouraged. I did meet quite a few real good people. Some of them I should be very blessed to know. And they're kind of the ones that I want to go to once I have, a solid foundation for the project. Just to let them know that, hey, I have this really, really great opportunity here. I've started, a great project, and I want you guys to, front run the music aspect. But basically, we're going to take all of what I've learned in the music industry, and, kind of put together like a catalog of an assortment of music ranging from, hip hop, EDM, lo-fi, even rock, metal would be, awesome. Just a very broad variety. And get those listed on, there are a lot of, Web3 music streaming platforms that are kind of coming into play now. Like Audius is probably one of the big ones. And there's another one that recently got listed on Safe Moon Swap, but I can't remember the name. But there's a lot of these music streaming sources that are coming into play, and they're going to need music. So a record label would be perfect, because not only can we automate the whole process with, sending out music to get distributed and listed on these sites, but we could also have a very small percentage of revenue feedback into the token, like in the form of, music streams or placement royalties, you know, song sales, or anything like that. I mean, it's a whole other market, but I feel like artist collaborations will be huge because, like I said, we're a digital art studio as well as a record label, so we have immediately like signed on our team. We're not that big currently. We have like a graphic artist and a lead 3D artist, and then myself being a 3D artist. So we're fairly small, but we're very capable. And yeah, our network of artists is definitely growing each and every day. Obviously, we haven't even launched yet, so we can't really onboard all these artists and pay them for NFT collection collaborations and stuff like that. But once we establish our record label and can market to music creators and just be kind of like a one-stop shop. We can make cover art. We can provide music production services, mixing services, licensing services, distribution services. And yeah, it's basically what I've spent the last 8 years doing. I mean, I'm not the best music producer, to say the least, but I've definitely spent a lot of time learning the industry, learning how it works, and learning what doesn't work. So if I can, if very talented artists come to me, or just come to the Empire in general, looking for, more exposure and this kind of thing, like down the road, once we, grow a little bit, we'll be a one-stop shop for, up and coming creators, whether it be digital art or music. And then it's funny because talked to I don't know if I should name drop, but Zach from Affinity yesterday. He's kind of running up his own marketing project, and yeah, we're just kind of talking to, like, once we get to a certain level, like, we'll just be helping each other out. Like, we can essentially, onboard these artists, create, an album for them, cover art. We can set up like a virtual VR concert. Those were actually really big during quarantine. I'm sure and that's not even like touching on the Web3 or anything like that. Like, the sky's the limit with that. But yeah, there's just so much that could be done. And yeah, if we get talented artists who are interested, we can set them up, marketing, music production, distribution, the works.
Yeah, man, for sure. So, I mean, the vision's definitely there. Now it's time to grind and make it happen, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of awesome ideas. Anytime we're getting music involved and art and producing, it's makes things exciting, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, there are a few things that would need to come into fruition before we jump into that. Obviously, an artist isn't going to come to a project that has 200 people following it on social media, and that's, people are going to look at that and be like, oh, well, I'd be doing these guys a favor by giving them my exposure to my fan base. And so there's just obviously a lot of building that will need to be done. But what's great is our token and just our whole, our ecosystem is very enticing to investors. So I feel like once we launch, the growth will come. I mean, it's gonna come down a lot to communities or community members shilling a chart that is only going up. Our art will speak for itself. I that's another thing I'm ecstatic about, is our avatar collection that will be releasing after the key cards. They're going to be called the BNB Tyrants because they're releasing on the Binance Smart Chain, obviously. There are a few different types. So there's like a king tyrant, a queen tyrant, an ape tyrant, a demon tyrant, and zombie tyrant. And we have the base models for the ape, king, and queen so far, and I can't stress enough how ridiculously good these things are looking already. So the art will speak for itself, and just being able to market that is going to bring a lot of attention. And then people being able to stake this art for a token that is immune to market conditions is going to be huge. It's just there's just a lot of value in our products. So once we roll these out, the project will speak for itself.
The record thing down the road is interesting to me, just because my friend owns a record store in Connecticut, Red Scroll Records, and it's been open for 15 years now.
Oh, really?
And I mean,
Damn.
they've been just thriving. You know what I mean? Since vinyl's had this resurgence, so it's pretty cool to see.
So it's like a record company then.
No, I mean it's a record store, but like they've just been, like I said, they've been around that long that they have more pull than an average store because they've been dealing with all these different pressing places that obviously weren't doing that hot when they opened up, and they supported them. So it's definitely but just getting a record up there, it's a good cross promotion because if they're looking at the label, they're going to look into it, and obviously the token and the crypto project itself is going to be opened up to them at that point. So I do like that aspect.
Hell yeah. It's funny because I actually have quite a few records myself, and yeah, they're making a comeback.
So I at least know one place in Connecticut to get your records into.
So Ty, has there been any other projects that have brought music to the blockchain? Like, are the capabilities there to store music as an NFT? So say a band records a track and you've got the raw produced guitar track, bass track, drums. Is there a way to store that on the blockchain so just in case it's destroyed or something, you're able to sell it and people can own it?
Totally. Yeah, so that's actually one of the cool things that we'll be aiming to do is have like an artist, say Snoop Dogg. I know he just released an NFT collection not too long ago, but yeah, say Snoop Dogg is about to release a new album, and he wants an NFT collection to go with it. So we'll mint his songs on his album as NFTs, and then we could also do like a collector's edition, like a 3D modeled record player spinning his album, and mint like 10 of those for a special edition, collector's Snoop Dogg, whatever. So there's a lot of possibilities, and yeah, music is definitely one of the other things you can mint on the blockchain for sure. But I'm sorry.
No, it could be a way, for potentially artists to own rights to their catalog or even sell it. The whole controversy with Taylor Swift not owning her music, and I saw in the last couple of years the Chili Peppers sold their entire catalog for a couple mil. So I wonder if eventually that can be stored as NFTs, and that's how artists move their catalog around, and whoever officially owns that catalog.
Yeah, exactly. And and take it even a step further too, and stake your music. Have it earn you some Tyrant tokens.
Stake your music.
Stake your music.
we heard it here first, everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could actually just release NFTs, and like each person owns a percentage of said album type of thing too. Yeah, but the royalties go back to the artist as well.
Yeah, and that's actually a big thing that I want to touch on too. Is we want to be as decentralized as possible. So when we do these artist operations want the artists to retain 100% of their rights, and obviously most of the revenue. I mean, obviously we're going to be marketing them. We're going to be doing a lot of the hard work for them. So we will be taking a small portion of the royalty and putting it directly back into the project. But yeah, we want to benefit artists. So in the end, yeah, we will not be taking any rights, and yeah, we will not be taking the money either. So,
well, Ty, man, I appreciate you joining us tonight. It was good to get you on and kind of hear about what Tyrant Empire is going to be about. I mean, it's it's a long list of stuff you kind of threw out there the night, so I'm excited to see how it plays out. And at launch there, it's definitely an interesting concept. I know, it's XUSD, right? And I've heard, I think there's another project that has its liquidity paired with XUSD, but it's not quite how you guys are doing it, where you mint the tokens when you buy it, etc. So again,
I think you're talking about Pump, right?
No, it was actually
DeFi Skeptic.
DeFi Skeptic.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know they were tokenized, but I do know of them. So that's,
Yeah, there's a split with BNB and XUSD.
Gotcha. Yeah, Pump was the same way, and they're actually one of our partners. We're doing an NFT project for them. So, yeah, they're one of our first clients. But yeah, they're not 100% XUSD. So, unfortunately, they are falling victim to bear market sell-offs and the FUD that follows that, unfortunately. But
yeah, I mean, as long as you stay on top of it in your Telegram and just address when people try to say anything like that, I don't think it'll be crazy at first type of a thing. You'll just get those usual fudders that come in and try to spread misinformation, but you pretty much addressed it all on here early on. So
I'm sure even then we're gonna have quite a few instances where people are not going to do their research, and yeah, but that keeps things interesting, right?
Yeah, and I guess there's a reason. I don't necessarily blame people for being skeptical about projects and their intentions. There's too many other bad apples out there that have unfortunately made people that way. But you also do that, man. They're going to FUD no matter what. That's just what they are. Like Mike said, they're just some fudders. So that's just what they're going to.
Mother fudders.
That's just mother fudders.
Mother fudders.
Hey, but we're going on about an hour. Ty, man, again, appreciate you being on the night. We'll give a chance for if anybody else is on, wants to ask any questions. Yoda, if anybody wants to hop on, ask a question for Ty while we've got him on. Give a second here.
So, are you launching on Monday?
On Monday, yep.
Okay. I heard you say something about a private launch first.
No private launch. We're doing fair launch. We're gonna be hosting a voice chat, get everyone rallied up, and then once I believe we're aiming for around I think 8 p.m. EST is when we'll drop the contract address, and then that's it.
Cool.
And that's just
And
gonna
you
be,
will
like you said, straight for the swapper, right?
Yep.
Your BNB.
Yep. Just to the contract address. Yep.
Yep.
So that is right, Ty. You won't be able to buy on Pancake Swap right at launch. Is that correct?
At this point in time, we don't plan on opening up a pool. No.
Okay, I got you. And then I guess last but not least, you are participating in the Fantasy Football Challenge, right?
I am. Yeah. I do need to send over that BUSD, but yeah, we're on board.
Yeah, and is that you that's managing the team?
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately for our team, yes, I'm in charge of that.
Gotcha. All right. I'll shoot you a DM. We'll kind of get to it. We got some stuff coming up with that. Looking forward to doing some networking this fall and having fun at the same time, and all at the same time, seeing our projects develop and seeing the teams grind. And it's good to get a little bit of fun and talk a little trash on the side as well. We're grinding every day. It's good to make sure we're getting some of that fun in as well. So.
Yeah, and I'm impressed by how many projects have joined in too. It's gonna be a blast.
We're kind of on the final lap now. We're trying to get to trying to hit that 20 mark, but I think tonight we're at 18, so we're trying to.
Damn! Yeah, you got the last two easy.
So we should be able to get that knocked out over the last 2 days. I got Mike here and some of the other guys grinding on it, so I trust that they're going to make it happen. All right, man.
Well, now I do appreciate you guys having me. It's a pleasure to finally speak to you guys formally, and you guys have been great so far. So I look forward to the future, and hopefully we can do more of these. Get some more projects up here too. We can have a big melting pot of.
Definitely hop in the
projects.
Telegram. Hop in the Telegram tonight and make sure just to post any relevant links you have too. Obviously, we're totally cool with you sharing that and encourage it. So
for sure. And then lastly, we are doing a giveaway too. So on the official Tyrant Token page, every day we'll just be posting some information. All you have to do to enter is just simply just retweet it.
I think I've retweeted, but like same with that. Come on in the Telegram and just share your tweet, and then people could easily hop on there and do that.
Beautiful. Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah, man. You'll definitely be seeing us around. Look forward to Monday and seeing how the project develops. And again, if you need anything, we've got a team of about 10 guys that are grinding. So I mean, if you need a quick graphic, you need something, I mean, shoot us a DM, hop in the chat. We'll help you out however we can. I know it's a grind with just a couple of guys working, so it's what it's kind of what we're here for. So, man, appreciate you being on the night. We'll looking forward to see how these next couple months play out. But looking forward to Monday, and again, appreciate you hopping on the night.
Hey, thank you guys again. You have a good night. All right.
Thanks. You too. Thanks
everybody.
everyone for listening.